Now returning to our top story as police continue to investigate a mass shooting.
Yeah, 2 are dead and 11 others hurt after a Sunday second line turned violent.
Yeah, there were some huge crowds. They were enjoying the 9 times second line when the first round of shots were fired near the 1800 block of Almonaster around 3:30 yesterday afternoon. And then 45 minutes later, a second round of shots were fired on the Almonaster Bridge. NOPD says it's unclear right now if the 2 incidents are related, but they say new state law allowing concealed carry may have added to the difficulty in keeping large crowds safe.
We are not all the same. You cannot say that certain parts of Louisiana reflect what is true for New Orleans. And when you have huge amounts of people who are enjoying themselves, but where you mix alcohol and all other kind of dynamics, the risk level goes up, it goes higher.
Attorney General Liz Murrill pushed back on Superintendent Kirkpatrick's comments, saying, quote, "Since when do violent criminals who shoot multiple people follow our laws? I wouldn't classify them as responsible gun owners." Meanwhile, tonight, members of the 9 times Social Aid and Pleasure Club are sending their prayers and condolences to the victims and their families. They're calling the shootings heartbreaking and disappointing. Paul Murphy reports members are also pleading with the community to help identify those responsible.
Sanitation crews spent the morning picking up trash and debris along the Franklin Avenue neutral grounds, where crowds gathered on Sunday to watch the 9 times Social Aid and Pleasure Club second line. The crew completed about 80% of the parade route when the first round of gunfire rang out. Longtime club member and organizer Oscar Brown heard the shots near Almonaster and North Roman Street.
You immediately go from enjoying yourself, loving family, smiling to, okay, how can we respond? How can we assist?
There was a second round of shots about 45 minutes later near the Almonaster Bridge.
No one is expecting to come out and be running for their lives or trying to pick up their kids to get shelter for their kids. No one is expecting to come to our event for that.
Revelers lined the streets of the Desire and Florida neighborhoods in the 9th Ward to catch a glimpse of the second line. 9 times member Gerald Plattenberg looks forward to participating every year to entertain the crowds with his best moves.
We bring people in from out of town. We bring locals out because we have a fun, spiritual parade, and it's not for us, it's for the community, and we really do it for the community.
According to police, 11 people were wounded in the shooting and 2 others were killed. Plattenberg said to hear people were shot at the second line was heartbreaking.
I was caught up in entertaining people at that time, dancing, and I didn't really hear it, but when I got the news of that, it kind of broke my spirit, and I cried a little bit.
After the shooting, 9 times organizers cut their second line short for the safety of their members and the community.
We as a club definitely praying for the victims and the family and lifting them up and want them to know if there's anything that we can help with, we'd love to do that.
The 9 times organization is asking anyone who knows anything about the shooting to please call police or Crime Stoppers. Paul Murphy, WWL Louisiana.
Crime Stoppers is offering a $5,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest, and officials hope for more videos that anyone might have. You can send in tips or videos by calling Crime Stoppers at 504-822-1111 or by visiting them online at crimestoppersgno.org.
Responding to that mass shooting meant a lot of resources were sent from New Orleans EMS. As Mike McDaniel explains, responders quickly realized it was much more than just a single call for service.
When a 911 call came in at 3:39 Sunday afternoon about a shooting, New Orleans EMS responded immediately.
We very quickly sent our first response there.
New Orleans EMS Medical Director Dr. Meg Marino says when responders got there 7 minutes later, they knew it was a bigger situation.
It was very clear that there were multiple patients shot, and then when the second call came in with the second location, it was clear that we were looking at a mass casualty incident.
2 separate shootings during the 9 times Social Aid and Pleasure Club second line in the St. Roch neighborhood left just more than a dozen people injured. They range in age from 19 to 71.
There were 13 patients total. 5 of them received treatment on scene, and 1 was pronounced dead at the scene.
Another died at the hospital. A GoFundMe account identifies those 2 as relatives, Rayshon Carter and Malachi Jackson. Police Chief Ann Kirkpatrick says anyone who fired shots will be caught.
We do have leads, and we will find the perpetrators. You will be held accountable.
Back at the scene, Marino says EMS sent as many resources as possible to try and prioritize care for victims.
In a scene like this, our team is usually very calm and controlled, even if the scene is quite chaotic. They know how to really focus on the task at hand, getting those patients safely to the hospital.
Marino says fortunately and unfortunately, EMS has a lot of experience with shootings in New Orleans. She says that helps save lives Sunday.
Everyone worked together seamlessly to take care of this really, really terrible and unfortunate incident.
An incident that has left a community stunned and a family grieving. Mike McDaniel, WWL Louisiana.
As we continue to follow any updates and developments, you can always find the latest on our website, our free smartphone app, and our social media pages.